On Wednesday, this happened. So, as you can see, we hit 25,000 subscribers. Now, it was only about 7 weeks ago that we were celebrating 20,000, and you guys have been fantastic. We're growing at a phenomenal rate at the moment. So, in today's episode, I thought it would be quite fitting to show you where UK Here We Grow came from. And with that in mind, I've created a montage video so that everybody can see just how bad we were in the beginning and the steps that we've learned to get through to where we are today. Now, although we still have work to do in order to get really good quality videos out for you guys, I'm sure you'll agree when you see the very first part of this that we have come a long way, not only in quality but also in presentation and being able to put a story across and giving you the information you guys require. Anyway, all that's coming right up after this. I'm Tony O'Neill, this is UK Here We Grow, and on this channel we deal with all things gardening, poultry keeping and beekeeping. If it's your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button and bell icon to be notified each time we put out new content just like this. Right guys, let's get on with it. I'll see you at the end. Hi guys, well we're going to have a look around the allotment today, and I took over a plot 9 months ago and it looked a little bit like this. As you can see, this is about 5 or 6 feet high, all sort of thistle and brambles and horrible plot. It takes a lot of hard work. Here's the overall of the plot. We've got various beds and things like that, and we've put down floor bark chip. There's a brassica bed here. We've got cabbages and kale and collies and things like that. Here's our our runner beans. They're not looking too bad. We're the only one up here who has had a decent sort of turnout on the runner beans. Everybody else seems to have all died, and we've had one really good crop where we've taken about a carrier bag of beans, and we've got some more beans coming lower down on the branches. Now this is this is a bean called Moonlight, and the little red ones are called Firestorm, and some we've had from Simply Seeds in case they don't come to much. But hi guys, it's Tony from Tony's Allotment, and today we're going to be planting off some runner beans, broad beans, and we're going to be planting them in cardboard tubes, the insides of toilet bowls, because they need the sort of longer root thing and too tight to pay for root trainers. I'm currently standing on about 2 feet of snow at the moment. I cleared it all away from around the chicken coop last night to put them in, and as you can see, it's up to the door. These are all waiting to come out. To give you some sort of idea how high that is. So I'm going to clear all this away to let the chickens out of there. But this is all new last night. Again, the polytunnel was shored back up after the last time it collapsed, and we had that much snow. It's collapsed yet again. You can just see everything's just wiped out here. Very deep. And this time it's really done a number on the polytunnel. It's gone completely. See, 2 little ducks that she's hatched out. So she's hatched these out, and she's been really good with them. She's protected them from something rotten. So see if I can get a good shot. So we have a chicken looking after 2 ducks. Okay guys, we got a cream leg bar cockerel, a couple of cream leg bars, some black rock there. There's a couple of white leghorns. This size of them strawberries are like apples. The kids are enjoying them. They're nice? Yeah. Wayne, are they nice? Good. This is a new strawberry bed. It's a 3-tiered bed. At the moment I got to finish filling up this trough and this trough right round. The top troughs are wider than the other 2, but I wanted it that way. Here you can see a little step over and a walk in, so that we can actually get right into the centre, which makes weeding and everything else much easier up here. It then gets up to about something of this size, okay, and this particular chilli is a Caroline Reaper. I'll take you around them now. I'll give you a better shot of them in a moment. But this is a Caroline Reaper, which is currently the world's hottest chilli. So it's quite a substantive framework, and most people wouldn't go to this length. But there's a few reasons I wanted this inside. Okay. Firstly, our tomatoes, I'm fed up of building framework for tomatoes to grow up and things like that. So what I'm going to be able to do here, I'm going to be able to put cup hooks, one here and one here, on each of the cross beams all the way up on the one side if I want that many tomatoes. And then from that I can actually suspend some bamboo cane or some steel rod or whatever the case being. And then I can tie my strings to that straight away down to the ground, and the tomatoes can climb those strings, and at the end of the year all I've got to do is just take the strings away and it's ready for next year.
Wayne, out the way, babe. Look like a spaceman. Put your head in. Look at Dad. Wow.
Nice clematis.
Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it?
Well, I paid thousands of pounds to build this polytunnel, and someone in their little wisdom has decided to come up here, slash all of this side here, and pretty much every panel along here. And they've left this polytunnel alone, nothing wrong with it at all, but yet, and I've not, I've not upset anyone, I've not done anything to anybody. I just keep myself to myself up here to get every single panel slashed. And welcome to another episode of UK Here We Grow. It's a bit of a sad episode actually. I came up here yesterday and I was a bit shocked in what I found. As you can see, the bees. This is what I found when I came here. The stand is here, the baseboard with the Varroa mesh is here, the crown board and the roof are all here. But there's no brood box, no frames, no honey, no bees. Okay. it seems that someone has decided to help themselves to our colony. So as you can see around you, okay, the name of the group and everything has changed, okay, and the reason for that, okay, is that I have groups all over the place. We've got a Twitter group, we've got a Facebook group, we've got a Google Plus group, and we've got you guys. Alright, what I want to do is bring all those groups together under one umbrella, okay, and there are a few reasons for that, okay, but the main reason is because you guys are struggling to find the Facebook group when it was called how to grow with allotment friends and what have you, and the Twitter had another account name, the Google Plus had another account name. So what actually happened was I ended up with 4 groups of friends that that were separate, segregated out, and didn't really sort of become one community, okay. So the idea, I had a chat with the admin team on our Facebook group, and the decision was made to rebrand, okay, and we've named ourselves UK Here We Grow. Okay, we need to take now our one with the angle bit, and that comes down here in the bottom, and we just fit that in nice and tight. So we're going to spin the box over to keep it nice and tight. And this is the reason why we candle eggs at 10 days, because we don't want to be wasting our time. Right, not fertile. I'm going to run through these ones a bit quick. Not fertile. Not fertile. That one is. So as you can see, the glass is in. We've had a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. First thing, this first window here, we didn't have any of the correct beading that we found out later on. Remember I explained earlier on we've had a problem with them, and originally we had the wrong beading for this window and the wrong opening doors for that window. So she went back to where she got them from. Unfortunately they didn't have them.
5 hours later.
Right guys, it's been 5 hours and I'm now at the Dereham Neatherd High School, and we've got some students here, and the reason we're here today is because of this behind us. They've had some vandals get in and they've totally destroyed this polytunnel, and you guys know that we're always preaching about getting children to get into the gardening and start learning those basic skills. So today we're up here and we're going to help this school to reinstate their polytunnel. So we have our floor, we have our hive body where the queen lives and where she's going to lay, and then we have our queen excluder. You don't always have to use the queen excluder. I haven't on one of my hives because I'm allowing the queen just to get through everything, but more on that a bit later. Here we have a smaller version of a hive body. This is called a super. Alright, this is a very old one. As you can see, it's been battered up and what have you, but it's here just for illustration purposes. And the super carries smaller frames, identical to the frames in here, but that sits up there on top.
Hello and welcome to this special episode of UK Here We Grow. This is it, folks. This is the competition draw for the £2,000 pure greenhouse that was kindly given to us by the sponsor, Pure Greenhouses down in Bristol. Firstly, I've got to say thank you to Joe and his team. It's been an absolute pleasure working with them over the last few weeks, bringing this competition on and developing it, etc.
Okay, so into the tunnel. First things first, guys, I've got 2 slabs I've got to cut here. The tunnel isn't finished yet, all right, but I've had to start growing in it, as you will see in a moment. I've set up the sowing bench just on the end of this bed here, and the layout is very similar to before. So we got a 3-foot bed there that goes all the way along, and we got a 3-foot bed here that goes all the way along, and we got a 4-foot bed in the middle that goes all the way along, but we'll show you that in a moment. Now all our tomatoes, as you can see, are hitting the tops of the tunnel. Now give you some sort of idea, that's about 6.5 feet up there. It's 6 foot from the top of the bed
to the top of the beam, and they're going further than that again. How I support those is we have these 2x1s across the top there, and they have holes drilled, and a cane is then put all the way down through into the ground, and then the tomatoes are tied. Or usually, like I said, I've got a load of tying up to do here where they've grown loads over the last couple of weeks, and all the way down here they're like that. We had quite a few failed sowings of corn this year, but I ended up just sticking seed direct in the bed, and this is what came from it. So it was very late. I think we were talking like end of May before we even put these in, so we can have a late crop, and it's not a problem because they're in the tunnel anyway. Over here we've got some cucumbers again. They were very late, I got to tie up. This is one of them grapevines that's come in, and it's gone right the way up there already. What we're going to do, this is a white grape, and we've got a black down there. I'll explain that in a moment. What we're going to do with this is we're going to build a trellis, and we're going to espalier the grape against this back wall, so that all the grapes will just hang down in bunches, which I'm hoping will work really well. We come along here then, so we've got a nice big path, 2 foot wide on both sides. There's some of our celery here, you know, it's doing quite well. We did have a bit of black heart in the centre in there, but the plants themselves are still alive, so we're leaving go. There's one of our chilies. As you can see, it's quite a big thing. There's a spade there, give you some sort of idea of the height of that chili. So it's doing really well. Here's the other grapevine, and again we will that's going all the way up there at the moment, and it's found itself all the way along there, right to the centre of the tunnel pretty much. So again, we'll have to cut that back, and we'll get these side shoots going. As you can see along here, I haven't put none of the trim in at the moment around these windows. I ran out of time. It's all sat up there waiting to go on at the end of the year, and the side pieces are there. The other side again is exactly the same. We haven't done that either. Now this is the difference. Down here I built a room, and so it's actually a double insulated room. Let me just move this bucket out of our way. It has a door which will close the room off completely. Alright, so it's built out of timber and plastic, so it's like a greenhouse within a greenhouse, if you like, guys. Okay, and that door will open right the way up to that bed there, look. So it's great. Okay, now in here, as you can see, we've got shelving units, and this is where all our seedlings will be raised in here. So this is double insulated now, so we can heat just this little area. We've got a path in here as well, okay, and a bed round the bottom. Now the great thing about this is across the top here I've got one bolt I can undo. Okay, you can see it there, look. All right, yeah, and then these timbers here are notched into these fences. I can take them out, and these shelvings will actually fold down flat against the back wall. Well, this long awaited series is finally here. The shed is built, and you guys have been patient enough. You've seen lots of photos on our Facebook groups. Well, now it's time to get along and show you how we sort of built this shed. Well, here it is, guys. I've got a little bit more paint work to do on the shed, just to touch up where I've dripped a bit of paint, or some of the framework, some of the trim needs a little bit more paint, a third coat. But I thought, well, this is going to give you an idea of what it looks like, how it's all set up. Excuse the mess all around here. We've got to finish the path in front of it, but the shed itself is now watertight and is now able to be used as a shed. Like that, so it's much tighter. Sorry, it took me a little while to get the plastic running right on the thing. So that's nice and tight there now. Now we've got a couple of options. I'm going to take this one out altogether, and what we're going to do is make a hardwood cutting out of him, and see if we can grow another one. I am liking this one, however it's gone right up there. Now I don't need it that long, so what we're going to do again is cut that And again, this will make some new grapevines, so we'll put that down there. But with the fresh seed, you can literally peel it. So if you're careful, you can start the peeling process. It's a bit harder, obviously, because it's fresh, but literally just lift it up.
Daddy, I'm going to ask you a question.
Go on.
How long will it take?
Oh, this takes a couple of months, babe.
What?
It's not a quick process, this, guys. Okay. The avocado seed does take quite a while to get going, and we'll talk a little bit more about that now as we get on in the video. Some nice chunky ones, you know. We're nearly done, guys. And what I particularly like about these is, you know, because you've made some nice big bunches, it's a nice big thick wreath. It's not thin like the ones you buy in the shops. I'm just going to wrap it around the bar a couple of times here. Okay. And I'll get a finer and finer burn as the coil heats up. This could be a great way for heating up tunnels and things like that. Very, very economical when you consider the price of other types of fuels like paraffin. Well, guys, there it is. Our copper coil alcohol burner. All I will say, if you're going to use an open flame like this, make sure you have it somewhere where it's secure, that it can't blow over. Maybe even place it into some sort of container, some box or something like that. Some metal container or something that will help to protect the actual jar. But that's it, guys. You know, it's a fair old flame on there. And the only thing we're burning is fumes.
Today we're going to be planting garlic, and I'm joined with my dad.
Alright guys, I don't know if you can hear me, but it's only because of the drop of the water here. It's very loud at the moment, but when it's finished, the water level will be higher, so it won't sound as loud. But there's the waterfall, all working. Up to a little cave at the top. I've just got a couple more things to plant now on this side, and just got to finish this wall here because I've had to adjust it a little bit, and then get the capping stones on, and then we're pretty much done.
Yeah, so this stepping stones through to here introduced this rock as a seat, so it works as a great focal point.
Right, okay.
Which was, you know, developed as we went along. We got the knee height just right, didn't we?
Perfect.
Hey.
Especially for
And this is a bit of an added one where we're getting the rocks to go through as stepping stones.
Yeah, that works well, doesn't it?
But it's great. I mean, if you're doing water, you know, big like this, you want to get in amongst the action.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to, you know, get close to it. And then down to the tea house. Which is,
It's very crisp here as well, then, isn't it? You know, it's very crisp lines.
yeah.
So we've got 3 layers. We'll count the number of fish that we're going to put in here. We'll have all wildlife and stuff as well. But the next step now is get these levels right. And once we've done that, we'll get the liner in, and then we'll start looking at some rock work and stuff. And that's for the tadpoles and all the little insects to hide in amongst, so that the fish can't eat them.
So
And-
bees?
No, not bees, babe. all the little insects will do. We've got to change this end very slightly, so it's got a slight shallow beach effect, which we want to take on to the banking, but I've got to clear some of that spoil away first. But essentially, guys, this is how you shape it. You can buy pre-formed ponds and what have you, but you know, for an allotment, it's, you know, you don't want to be going to
Dad,
sort of that expense. What?
This looks like a jacuzzi.
A jacuzzi, does it?
Yeah.
Gardeners can be really lazy. It's all too easy to open that laptop, go to your favourite seed company's website and start clicking those buttons and putting things into the baskets. And it's not until you get to that basket to hand over your credit card details do you realise that you've just spent hundreds of pounds or dollars. It's all too easy to do that. So today I'm going to show you how to save seed. Make sure you stay right to the end, because not only am I going to show you how to save seed, I'm going to show you when to save seed and what seed to save. And we're going to do that by starting to cut some upright posts, and we're literally going to build just a square box that we can sit the drum in and support the drum.
I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulder, heart full of blues, out in the dirt, down in the dirt. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night, starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. Been a real bad
So we just need to take that off to give us access through here later. Now I've marked on the roof where we need to be, so let's go and have a look at that. Okay, so just on the floor here, guys, you'll see there's lines marked. This paper is very soft at the moment, the sun has been on it, but what we're going to do is we're going to line up both our solar panels and literally just screw them in. So how do we grow this plant and allow it to flower but not become invasive? Well, we've got you covered there too. This is a variety called Bocking 14, and Bocking 14 is sterile. So we know Bocking 14 is sterile, and this is the Russian Bocking 14 cultivar. It was bred in the 1950s by Lawrence D. Hill. What that means is that you can grow Comfrey in your garden without the worry of it spreading and taking over that garden. Now, Bocking 14 has beautiful bell-style flowers that the bees absolutely adore. If you wish to get more plants from this variety, the only real way that works is to take root divisions. Simply dig up a plant and cut the roots into 2 to 3 inch pieces and plant these into pots until they start to grow. Garlic is part of the allium family. It's related to onions, shallots and leeks. It's an indispensable ingredient in most of our dishes, so it's really handy to have around the kitchen. With many health benefits, it's no wonder why we all want to grow garlic. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to grow garlic at home. I'm going to give you my 6 best tips, and I'm going to talk you through all the do's and don'ts of growing garlic at home. So as you can see, videos in the beginning when we first started all the way back in July of 2012. We had the channel long before that, but the first gardening video went on that channel in 2012, and as you saw, the quality was dreadful. I didn't have a clue how to hold a camera because it was all over the shop, but you guys started subscribing, and initially we only did this whole process as a way to record what we were doing at the garden, and people started subscribing and asking questions, and that's led to UK Here We Grow Today, and now 25,000 of you have subscribed and are watching our content regularly. I really appreciate all of your support, all the feedback that you guys give, and more importantly, I really value all of the knowledge, the experience, and the questions that you guys put down in the comments section below, because without that, as a community, we don't learn, because it's not just my videos that provide information to people, it's the comments that you folks put down below where the community read through and they pick up extra tips and extra ideas over what we've put in the video. So I really appreciate you guys leaving your comments. I do my very best to answer every single one of them, and as it gets more and more subscribers, that's going to become harder and harder, but I am at the moment getting through them, and I am answering every single one. If I haven't answered one of your comments, let me know in the description below, because I will go and find that, because I am doing my best to answer them all. Anyway folks, that's it from me. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode on where we came from and how we've progressed over the years. As we said, we're coming up to 6.5 years doing UK Here We Grow, and I've had an absolute blast. So keep sharing with your friends. Let's grow us to 50,000 subscribers. I don't know how long that's going to take, but we've doubled this year, so maybe we'll double next year, who knows, and we'll all be celebrating 50,000 on the next one. Anyway guys, that's it from me. I'm Tony O'Neill, this is UK Here We Grow, and remember folks, you reap what you sow. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.